I've had the opportunity to address a lot of issues with a lot of different groups, including racism. And while we don't like to talk about it, let's be real about it. James Baldwin said, "You cannot change what you won't face." My name is Dale Cushinberry. I'm a lifelong Topekan. I've grown up in Topeka all my life. I had the opportunity to attend all black schools up until the Brown case. I went to Buchanan Elementary School. Then after, of course, the Brown case, I went to 501 schools, particularly Highland Park. And I went through Highland Park Elementary, Highland Park Middle School, and Highland Park High School. You know, I've seen a lot of changes in this community. There was a time when black businesses prospered in Topeka. We had the 4th Street business area. People have related to what happened in Tulsa, to the Black Wall Street, the bombing, but most cities had a predominant, prominent black business area. And in our Topeka, it was 4th Street. That was decimated by what they call urban renewal. And as I think about it, and those businesses have never recovered, here we are today trying to figure out how do we make Topeka better for everyone. Some of the things I visited with the chamber about is we've got to get away from talking about East Topeka, West Topeka, North Topeka, and South Topeka. We've got to become a city without borders, without lines that divide us. And anything that happens in Topeka, money spent, the comment has to be made, is it good for Topeka? Now, with that being said, we also understand that there's some areas that need more attention than others, and you have to give that attention where it's needed. You know, I think about the protests and things that are going on in the world. I was going to say just the United States, but the world. People are saying something. And as we know, as Dr. King said, a protest is the voice of the unheard. And so what are they saying? What they're saying is business as usual can't be business as usual. Things have to change. And as things change, life will be better for everyone. My dad was a person who worked at the Miniger Foundation, a psychiatric clinic. And in his office, there was a sign on the wall that said, "You are no better professional than you are a human being." So we understand that in every professional, whether it's teaching, whether it's preaching, whether it's fire department or law enforcement, there are some people that are not good human beings. Let's just deal with those individuals. Let's just have things in place, protocols to deal with that, as opposed to saying the entire profession is bad. And as I look around and I think about the conversations that need to be held, let's be real about it. The core of a lot of things that are going on now is race-based. Racism is the base and the core of the problem. And to understand it, you need to have a history that understands what occurred during slavery and moving forward, and things that were put in place to keep people down. Now, with that being said, and I agree with James Baldwin, he said that you cannot change what you won't face. So we need to have that conversation. But once we have those crucial conversations, once we come to the realization of things that were done and things that need to be done, then we need to shift and put our energies into how do we move forward together? How do we make this world what it should be? How do we make this United States as it should be? How do we make Topeka as it should be, where everyone can enjoy the benefits of being a Topekan? You know, I think a lot, again, about where do we go from here? The young people are telling us that they're not satisfied with where we've been. And they're not throwing out everything, but they are suggesting change needs to be made. We need to partner up with our young people. The older folks need to be the elders, providing good sage advice to them. And collectively together, we need to move forward and sing that song that simply says, we can overcome. We can overcome. And that someday is today.